they try to cover this case. Alarming. Here to talk more about the ongoing investigation, Robin Dreeke, retired FBI special agent and head of the FBI's Counterintelligence Behavioral Analysis Program. That's concerning that we've got a news crew out there on this rural road out in the middle of nowhere, and they feel concerned for their own safety as we're trying to get answers. What do you make of that?
Yeah, not sure whether it's connected or not to the missing women. What's really interesting that's happened so far is they've said, the law enforcement has said they're not searching, but they're looking in that area. Because I know part of the questions we've had is, why do we see no search crews out there? And the only thing that I can think of is that they see that foul play is suspected because of what they found in the vehicle, and maybe the women weren't taken from that location, but in other words, taken from another location, and that car was placed out there. So if these things are connected, that's what remains to be seen.
Right. There's no grid search. There's no K9s. We're not seeing aerial drone searches like we see in so many other missing cases that we have covered. The lack of information being provided by law enforcement. I understand they have a delicate balance to walk, investigate, and share only what's necessary with the public. But there seems to be an extreme lack of information in this case, given the time that has already passed.
Yeah, I agree. And you don't know whether it's because they don't have information to share or they're hot on a lot of leads that they're following down first. But what they're doing, I suspect right now, is they're interviewing concentric circles outside from these two women's lives. And they're definitely going to be focusing, I would think, on Veronica first, just because of the custody battle, because those generally are where these things will start. If you have two missing people and one are in a bitter custody battle, they're going to be looking and interviewing people in her concentric circle outward from her to try to identify any motives and also identify anyone who is aware of her route of travel, where she was going that day, and where they're going to be picking up the children.
What about the challenges of a rural area like this? I mean, you can look for miles and not see another person, vehicle, or anything. I mean, there's just nothing but farmland out here and dirt roads.
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, it's a huge challenge. You can see it on the screen. But that's only a challenge if you think the women went missing there. There's a possibility they might have gone missing somewhere else and the car was just placed out there. And I think that's what they're trying to determine. Hopefully, because I understand cell phone coverage out there is really limited where they found the vehicle, but they might be able to have tracked that cell phone coverage of the women along their entire route. So I think they're going to be pinging on those as well as to when the last known, or as far as those cell phones went, because they might have gone to another location, then they went dead or something else.
Threat to the public. If there was one, I would expect that police would say so. Would you be inclined to believe the same, and the lack of updates that there isn't a threat to the public right now?
I suspect there's not a threat to the public, only because this appears to be targeted. It doesn't appear to be a mistake that this happened, that it was just a happen chance. And so, unfortunately, it does look like it was intentional. And so anytime you have an intentional thing like this, and also where the vehicle is placed, there's not a lot of public there to be made aware of it. And besides, the public there has made your own film crew feel threatened. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is. Does public pressure, social media, more people paying attention to this case, push law enforcement to provide any update, even if there isn't much to provide?
I agree. It definitely does. It puts pressure on them if there's more information to be put out there. And you also don't know, I don't know the size of the departments involved and whether their public affairs people are briefed up on it in a timely manner. I always lean towards the fact that they're doing so much investigation right now. They're trying to collate all the information they have to put a coherent message out to the public, because the last thing you want to do is put out information that is wrong, information that's inaccurate, and you want the public to be able to be a resource and not a hindrance to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, investigation first, and just thinking about these families. So many people impacted, scared, worried about these women and their well-being. Robin, thank you. It's a peculiar case, one, because of the area, and two, the circumstances, and again, lack of information. We're on it. Thank you for joining us as always. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.